All right, UFC 302 is in the books. Islam Makhachev defeats Dustin Poirier in the 5th round via Darce choke in what I felt like was a very exciting matchup. I was very entertained by that matchup. Dustin definitely had his moments. Dustin had Islam bleeding pretty bad in there, leaking, huge cut on his forehead, cut right above his eye. Islam definitely had the advantages on the ground, but Dustin was definitely, through training with Gamrot, was able to defend most of it for 4 rounds, and then the 5th round we saw something beautiful. We saw Islam Makhachev go for a single leg takedown, and then the beautiful sequence of Islam Makhachev ankle picking him, yanking the foot back, grabbing his ankle, yanking the foot back toward him, causing Dustin to fall, come down to the ground, and he goes down on all 4s. And then Islam jumps on him with a guillotine, setting up a guillotine. Or at least to me, it didn't look like a guillotine, but Daniel Cormier was saying guillotine. So we'll say guillotine just for Cormier's sake. But then he transitions into the Darce choke. I thought it was a Darce choke the whole time. But anywho, he gets Dustin Poirier to tap, but Dustin Poirier also goes unconscious.
And I told him in the press conference, if you not tap, you will sleep. But I think he stopped and sleep.
Were you surprised that?
About right after he taps, he goes unconscious. Great fight. Phenomenal fight. If that is his last fight in his mixed martial arts career, which I highly doubt. It might be his last fight in the UFC, maybe. I highly doubt that. But even if it is, I doubt he doesn't go off and do some boxing or doesn't go off and do something else further down the line. He's pretty young, relatively, to just not fight anymore. If this is the end, thank you so much, Diamond, for a great career. Thank you so much, Islam Makhachev, for showing us these levels. Last night was the start of the new UFC gloves. 2 things they were claiming about these gloves would be, 1, that it would help reduce eye pokes. Number 2 is that it would help prevent the opponent from sticking their fingers into your gloves. That was not the case last night. It was I feel like there was more eye pokes last night in UFC 302 with the new gloves than there ever has been with the old gloves. Just off of the first test of them running through with these new gloves, it definitely does not seem to help prevent eye pokes. If anything, it helps people because there were more eye pokes than I feel like I've ever seen. There's so many eye pokes. In the aspects of preventing your opponent from sticking their fingers in your glove, they seem to fail there too. There was a point in the fight with Dustin Poirier and Islam Makhachev where Islam Makhachev dug his fingers in Dustin Poirier's glove as they were in the clinch to keep him there. And these gloves were said to be preventing those 2 things, eye pokes and the opponent's fingers in the gloves, to keep you locked in there. And they're not doing the job. So it seems like at best these gloves are just a new color. One fight on the prelims at UFC 302 that I felt like should get a little more buzz. If you guys missed this fight, go back and check this one out. Bassil Hafez versus Mickey Gall. When I saw this on paper, I didn't think it was going to be as great of a fight as we got in that one. But now Mickey Gall has unlocked a brand new chin, ladies and gentlemen. Mickey Gall is now a dog. All right, Mickey Gall unlocked dog status in that fight. His stand-up was great in there with Bassil Hafez. I mean, his defense could have been a lot better. He was just catching some pretty telegraphed overhands in the first couple rounds there. And as Bassil Hafez started to slow down, Gall really started to land some combinations. I think he dropped, if I'm not mistaken, he dropped Bassil Hafez even in the 3rd round. He was starting to touch him up. Mickey Gall looked like a fucking dog in there. They didn't get a performance bonus, but after that fight, I saw everybody tweeting about lock this in. This is fight of the night right here. Lock it in. But of course, the prelims never get that much appreciation because I feel like for the most part Dana White is not even there. He's not paying attention to those not the early prelims. He's not watching those early prelims. I tweeted out to him like, dude, you missed this fight. These guys deserved a bonus. Shout out to Bassil Hafez. Free Palestine. That was a great fight. Bassil Hafez gets the victory, the decision victory. In the end, I believe it was a decision. But shout out to Bassil Hafez. Shout out to Mickey Gall for a great fight. I hope they do not cut Mickey Gall because Mickey Gall is a dog, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. If you made it this far, please like, follow, share, subscribe, and all that jazz. Thank you.